live about 5 minutes ahead of time today because I want to do a quick recap of day one of the challenge, and then we'll reset and we'll start day two. But day one of the challenge was yesterday. And if you joined in yesterday, amazing, great. Thank you for joining in. If you did not join in yesterday, no worries. You can always catch the replay. The replay is inside the membership area. How do you get access to the membership area? It's very simple. All you need to do is go to transformationceo .com / challenge and register. It's absolutely free. It'll take you over and give you access to the membership area that we have set up for this challenge. And then you can get access to the replays, the community, the workbook that I reference throughout the challenge. You get all the good stuff. So all you have to do, and I'll put this on the screen here. I think I know how to do this. I'll put this on the screen so you can see it. You simply go to, maybe I'll put this on the screen. Yeah, here we go. So you simply go to transformationceo.com / challenge, and then you could register for absolutely free. Uh, some of the benefits of registering is you get to be a part of the community, you get to look at all the replays, you get access to the workbook, you get notifications every morning that we're going live. Um, so membership has its privilege, and we welcome you into it. So as a recap of yesterday, day one, we talked about setting your intention for transformation. Like, I don't know that everyone always thinks about setting an intention for their transformation. We may say, you know what, hey, I want to lose 20 pounds or I want to build a business. But setting an intention about how we go about doing that, the energy we bring to that, our intentionality, putting our energy and intentionality behind these goals is where the magic happens. It's the foundation for transformation. And so that's what we covered yesterday. There was a homework assignment, or I should say a joy work assignment, for you to do some reflection on your own, just some visualization and seeing yourself in your perfect expression, and then creating your own intention for this challenge. I asked you to specifically create an intention for this challenge. And so hopefully you did that work if you were here yesterday. If you haven't, you still have time to do it. Grant yourself that. And here's the beautiful thing about intention. One of the things I didn't say yesterday was is that when when we create when we intentionally create an intention for something and then release that, not hold on to it like a tight glove and demand that whatever it is we desire shows up in a specific way. But when we release that, that's where the magic can happen. That's where possibility is available to us. Things that maybe we didn't even have in our awareness. And so I invite you to do this work. I invite you to play full out in this challenge and do the challenge as designed. Do the joy work. Work in the workbook. Share what you're up to. That's where you start giving fuel, applying fuel and energy to what it is you want to create in your life. So, without further ado, we're going to reset now and get started with day number two. Since we only have 20 minutes, I think I'm going to do these recaps about 5 minutes ahead of time because I found yesterday, in all transparency, that I just ran out of time. I wanted to say so much more to you all and share so much more with you. So, yeah, there you have it. So it is now top of the hour, and I'm going to share my screen. All right. Hello, 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 and thank you for joining the Transformation CEO Challenge Day 2. Today is day 2. We're talking about uncovering the beliefs and decisions that hold you back or have held you back. Uh, and, you hear this all the time. You hear the term limiting beliefs all the time. And you also may hear limiting decisions. Not, I don't think a lot of people always talk about the limiting decisions that we make, but we're going to cover them both. And since we don't have 30 hours to do this, we have 20 minutes. So I'm looking at the clock. I'm checking this out. I'm going to keep us on time today. And if you were here yesterday, I was informed later in the day that I actually did not go over time. So I had extra time yesterday that I wasn't even aware of. So at any rate, time is a construct, and we're here today. If you don't know who I am, I'm Dr. EJ Johnson. I am the facilitator of this challenge. Also, I am the author of the book Transformation CEO that is set to release November 18th. This challenge is designed for you to really get your life, to be the CEO, the chief executive officer of your life. And we're going step by step, day by day, in order to uncover some of these hidden pitfalls that keep us stuck. And today is no different. So today we're talking about um, uncovering those beliefs and decisions that hold you back. Limiting beliefs. When I work with clients, for those of you who don't know, I'm also a coach and healer. And when I work with clients, oftentimes the limiting beliefs are the very first thing we have to work on. Um, Aside from intention, right? Like what they want to get out of working with me. And if you're a coach or a healer or uh, a practitioner of some sort, you probably already know what I'm talking about. That these limiting beliefs are kind of they're like invisible gremlins. I'm making this up right now. They're invisible gremlins that actually pilfer your energy, right? They stop you from being fully self-expressed, from expressing what you came here to do, from following your passion and your desire. And what we want to do is shine light on them, right? Just like if you I'm dating myself. I'm 50, so uh, there was a movie called The Gremlins, and that's that's what reminded me of this. There was a movie called The Gremlins. Really quick, really quick side note here. There was a movie. I don't know if it was in the 80s or it probably was the 80s, called The Gremlins, and these gremlins can never get wet. Like if they got wet, they turned into something different. Well, we're doing the antithesis of that, the opposite of that with the limiting beliefs and limiting decisions. We want to wet them, right? Because they're like little gremlins that are running rampant in our subconscious and unconscious thinking. And we really want to douse them with water so we can identify them or highlight them with light, whatever metaphor we want to use here. But we want to shine light on them so that when we shine light on them, we can make a conscious decision. We can determine if the belief is still relevant, if it is useful for us. Because why have a belief if that belief is not useful in some way, right? Most of the time, when we establish a belief based upon a past experience, right? Based upon an influence of some sort. Maybe it's a parental influence, maybe it's a communal influence. It doesn't matter, it's an influence. And these limiting beliefs, these beliefs that we develop based on these influences, we start to create these stories around them. And the stories, the beautiful thing about human beings and the way we think is that stories really drive our entire life. We make up a story about everything. We are story and meaning making machines. And I learned that from another training that I took. But I take this on powerfully and I ask you to look at the stories that you're telling yourself. The stories that you tell yourself or that you run through in your thoughts are all built upon your beliefs, right? You have a belief, you've been influenced in some way, you've decided that that is the way of being or that's your belief, and then you create a beautiful story around that belief. And it's not to say that having these mental stories are is bad or wrong. They're only limiting, right? They limit us in some way. And I'm here to share with you and here to help you see that you are truly a limitless being. At your core, at your essence, we are all limitless beings. We're only limited by the structures, the constructs, the beliefs that we put in place to limit us. Have you ever seen a dog that has been trained to stay within a perimeter? They're trained to stay within the perimeter, like either by shock treatment or some sort of treatment, and they know when they go past that perimeter, there's going to be a shock, a jolt of some sort. Even after the training, even after taking the device off that would shock them, they will not go past that perimeter. Well, not to say that we're like dogs, but in that way, we kind of are when it comes to our beliefs. We make up the story about something, we believe that story to be true, and we won't allow ourselves to go past that because we feel like there is either danger there or there's some sort of harm that awaits us. And so these limiting beliefs are like those invisible barriers that limit us from expressing our full limitless potential. And so um, as you can see, like on this slide, it says that limiting beliefs are mental stories that shape our reality, and it's that's absolutely what I just said. And they often stem from past experiences, fears, or external influences. An example here is I'm not ready, I'm not good enough. Like you're not ready for what? You're not good enough for what? Who determines that? We determine those beliefs for ourselves based upon agreeing with some sort of experience that we've had and deeming that as the truth, right? So hopefully, this is revealing how tricky these little gremlins are that we call limiting beliefs. So I want to talk briefly here about how limiting beliefs lead to limiting decisions. They go hand in hand. They're like best friends, right? Because when we create these invisible barriers, we then start living our life as if they are the truth, and so we make decisions about our abilities, about who we are, about what we should experience, about what we should do next based upon these beliefs. Then here comes the limiting decisions marching in, right? Limiting beliefs lead to limiting decision and causes, inaction or missed opportunity. How many opportunities can you look back in your life and you say, wow, if I had just stepped out on faith, or if I had just trusted the process, like my life would have showed up just a little bit different, right? We all have those experiences. And sometimes they're guided by these limiting decisions and limiting beliefs. Sometimes they are well warranted beliefs, right? They did keep you safe in some way. It's about having discernment about when and where to apply safety versus just flat out fear, right? Just flat out being led by some external circumstance or led by some story that was created out of some past experience. So today, our task is to identify and rewrite those limiting beliefs and decisions. Like some of those, I'll give an example of one for me. Um, I used to have a limiting belief about speaking. I used to think that I wasn't engaging or charismatic in speaking. So why would I be a speaker? Like why would I present and teach? And it wasn't until I got coaching and I was in that coaching, the my coach at the time was like, what are you talking about? You communicate clearly, like you have this, let's look at that belief. Where did that belief start? And we traced it all the way back to childhood, being told that uh, you shouldn't speak, you should be seen but not heard as a child. Some of you may have had that experience as well, from external sources or parental or guardians in your life. And I started to believe that. I was like, I should be just seen and not heard. And it wasn't until that got reshaped, renegotiated, and the story around it got a rewrite, that I started to break through that and feel comfortable being on stage or talking or teaching. And here we are today. So, what our task is today is to write down just three limiting beliefs. And remember, they're like little gremlins. They hide out in the dark crevices of your psyche, and they don't want to be revealed. But you got to cast the light on them. You got to throw the water on the gremlins and watch them transform. Highlight three of them. Find three of your limiting beliefs. Write them down, and then take a look at what limiting decisions were created, or what limiting decisions have you experienced or put into play as a result of those limiting beliefs. And then we're going to create some chakra based affirmations. Now, I want to run through chakra based affirmations. Affirmations get a bad rap because it's like, oh, you're just saying stuff over and over again. You're beating your unconscious mind into submission by repeating things over and over again. That's not the affirmations that we're looking for here. We're looking for affirmations that you resonate with. So please take some time here. And I'm asking you to write chakra-based affirmations so that you align your energy with the energy of what you want to create, right? And if you look at the workbook today, it's going to have all of this information in it for you. I know I'm moving really fast here, but I want you to take some time with this inside of the workbook. It'll have what each affirmation should look like. If you start at your energetic center, which is the root chakra, it's at the base of your spine. And if you start there, that is the center of your I amness. And so the affirmation should begin with that. It should reflect the statement I am. I am centered, grounded, and safe, confident, right? Your sacral chakra moving right up, the affirmation is a feeling tone. That area is the area where we feel, it's the energetic field of feeling. So your affirmation for that area would be something that reflects feeling. Moving up to the solar plexus, it's about action. It's now moving forward. The solar plexus is where you get that fight or flight response feeling in your gut, right? I said that really hard. Gut. Um, I take action. It's about motion and movement, moving forward towards what you want, never away, but forward towards what you want. The heart chakra is where all the feeling, the yumminess happens. It's the warm and fuzziness, right? It's the love center. It's the love energetic feeling. The throat, so your affirmation should reflect that, right? Your givingness, your lovingness, your generosity. The throat chakra is where you speak, it's your voice. It's one of the most powerful chakras because it's your communication, your expression, who you are, how you show up in the world. And so that affirmation should reflect that. Third eye chakra, right here in the center of your forehead, is your intuition. Everyone has intuition, right? It's whether or not you open yourself up to connect to it or not. And that chakra is right in the center here. And your affirmation is about trusting, about expanding your trust in your relationship with that part of you. And the crown chakra is your direct connection to the source that created us all. It is how you are connected to the God of your understanding, no matter what you call it, no matter what religion, no matter what. It's your direct connection to source. And it's the knowingness, the certainty that your path is unfolding perfectly based upon your connection, the strength of your connection with the source that created us all, whatever you call it. I call it the creator. Some people call it God. Some people call it many other things. Doesn't matter. It's the same source. I'm already over time and I'm not going to apologize for it. This is important. Please take some time and write these down. Like, don't write them from a rote routine of writing, but really put your energy into them. Envision every chakra, every energy site center as you write these affirmations, reframing these limiting beliefs and limiting decisions. All right, recap. We talked about limiting beliefs and decisions and how you can rewrite your story. You can rewrite each one of the three that you're going to highlight today. And tomorrow will align with your purpose and start attracting the right opportunities, the aligned experiences, the aligned clients that you want to attract in your life and in your business. All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining me for day 2. I hope to see you back tomorrow, day 3. I'm really on this time thing. I'm like 1 minute and 18 seconds over. Forgive me for that. Charge it to my heart. Charge it to my head, not my heart. Anyway, have a great day, everybody. Peace and blessings.